So this is the first book of 3 in the Before Red Fire series, and the first book I ever showed to other people. It's been 8 years since my sister and I came up with the idea. We were literally children. I think we got a lot of our inspiration from Lord of the Rings and some fantasy video games, and just underdog rebel side of a fantasy world has to go up against the kingdom side, and there's like 2 different POVs that are like clashing, and we get to see both sides of that. So that's kind of where we got the idea for it from, and we kind of role played it a little bit because we were kids. Yeah, without my sister, it wouldn't exist. There's also going to be a glossary for a bunch of nerdy fantasy terms because this is a high fantasy book and a dark fantasy, but a high fantasy, so there's going to be a map. So there'll be a reference page for that because there are a lot of terms that you need to keep track with. There are 3 main characters. Krista, who is supposed to be a dragon shifter, a reptin, but she was born with a defect. She cannot transform into a dragon. Her brother can, but she can't, so that's a whole predicament. The whole goal is to find out who this sorcerer that's invading their kingdom is and bring the dragons back somehow. Because a sorcerer originally made it possible for humans to transform into dragons, but the entirety of the reptin race went extinct like a century ago because of this disease and because of the greed of mankind. Yes, there's like the whole dynamic of like, men are evil and there's magical beings that are like supposedly higher than them and all that stuff. Like elves and men from Lord of the Rings. That's her deal. She wants to find the sorcerer and convince him or her to bring the dragons back. But you have to make a deal with the sorcerer, and deals with sorcerers are very dangerous. They're also very rare. Sorcerers live up in the sky because they don't like the world down below, even though they supposedly created it with these sacred hidden trees. So that is her quest. And then we have another POV, Judith. She's the captain of the guard in the kingdom of Viten. She is devoted to the safety of her kingdom. She has been rising through the ranks since childhood, and she brings her brother Seth along with her. He doesn't really like training to be a knight as much, but he stays for her so that one day when she retires, they can go and sail the Hiway where their grandfather ventured to. So they want to be sailors. But Judith, she kind of wants to stay here. She likes her life defending the kingdom. But then, as there's a sorcerer that's rumored to be coming back, things start happening in the kingdom, and she starts to not trust her superiors as much. Neither does she trust her very close friends, who are also going along with the ways of the kingdom. Her whole goal is to bring the kingdom back to how it used to be, and make sure that the people are safe. That is her whole goal of this book. Then we have Shiroi. She's from a clan called Dorban, a clan of rangers. They are this group that the kingdom of Viten has hired to be on the border patrol of the kingdom and all of the surrounding towns that Viten looks after. So they deal with bandits, they deal with thieves, they deal with anybody that's from across the ocean, all that kind of stuff. And their most common asset to Viten is their fighting skills and their strategy skills and their stealth skills. So that is Shiroi's whole thing. She's very well known in Dorban. She is part of the clan that Viten has kind of been ignoring lately. They're still needed, but their wages are getting lower, and that means that Dorban isn't very happy with this. But Dorban has a whole plan. They want to go to Sekshine. It's across the ocean, outside of the nation of Ningenkal, which is like the whole nation. Sekshine is a whole different nation, but apparently there's sorcery there. And Shiroi has a secret, and she needs sorcery to get rid of this secret. She also has a vendetta against the commander of Viten's armies, Lyman Birdroth. In the first chapter she's introduced in, we watch her try to kill him. She fails, and throughout the book, it's her trying to find him again and kill him again. She's kind of a psychopath. She's kind of the embodiment of all of my furious rage. And it's fun to write in her POV. But all these characters do end up meeting up as the kingdom goes into more turmoil, and as they're finding things out about themselves and about the kingdom and the secrets and where the sorcerer really is, and if they can use the power of sorcery at all, or if they should leave it alone. Because it is forbidden. There are dire consequences even if you don't get caught. There's more characters, more fun side characters that I am so excited for the world to meet, because I love them. They are my children. This book is my child. But it's kind of like a found family book with all of these fantasy characters coming together from different races and different backgrounds and different beliefs. So yeah, that is the book. There are the 3 characters, and I just had so much fun explaining that to you. Usually I am horrible at pitching. We're working on it. So yes, that is my book. I might split it into 2 because it's 500 pages long and I need it to be affordable. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay basic. Hey, bye.